Right now, what are the avenues that victims of torture or disappearances have in the current legal system in Nepal?
These are crimes. Nepal has ratified a number of treaties under which these are categorized as crimes. But we don't have enabling kind of legislation. We have Torture Compensation Act, which doesn't really define torture as crime and provides a kind of procedural guidelines, who should be doing the investigation, what is the sentence for the perpetrator, for example. So as a result of that, absence of legislations, proper legislations, victim cannot even, are not really able to go to the courts, for example, right? But the government and then rebel party has signed the comprehensive peace accord. That the basis on which all this transition has really occurred. Peace agreement is a part of our constitution, interim constitution. It says that the government will set up high level truth and reconciliation commission and also disappearance commissions in addition to other mechanisms. So we think if there is a proper process, if government genuinely want, if the political parties genuinely want to deal with our past, to provide justice for the victims of torture or enforced disappearances, for example, these could be also some mechanisms, avenues for victims. But so far, the way things are unfolding, the process has been developed. Still, we have a lot of doubts.
So there is a compensation act for torture, but there is no penalization in a criminal sense yet. Is that right?
The Constitution does say that torture is a crime, but again, you need to have enabling legislation that provides you the details. We have been actually challenging this bit in the court very soon. We have gone to the police asking that Constitution says that this is the crime, so you start the investigation. And of course, police denies to do the investigation, saying that no, we don't know which is the institution supposed to be doing this investigation, and court says the same because we don't know what is the maximum penalty for the perpetrators, for example, what is the mode of reparation for the victims, for example. Court says that it has to be reflected in the legislation. So we have been really demanding with the government that this piece of legislation has to be enacted. And government does permit this, repeatedly, and this is something that it has been saying to international community as well, but still there is no genuine kind of will and the process to criminalize, torture and really to set up the mechanisms that would provide justice for the victims.
So after this conflict period, and also now there are more than thousands of victims who wait for remedies, in what way do you think your organization and your work can help them?
Well, I think this problem, for example, problem of torture is not just the problem of past. It's ongoing. Every day it happens. For example, as I said, we monitor police detention center. We go to 40 different police stations every day. We document how the detainees are treated there. And I was just going through our record from December to February, January, February. In this 3 months period, we have more than 150 cases of torture from these 15 districts that we are working. We have 75 districts throughout the country and hundreds of detention centers in those districts. And the statistics of these 40 detention centers is like that. So you can imagine the extent of the problem, right? So it's not just the problem of past. It's an existing problem as well. It happens every day in detention centers. People are tortured every day in detention centers. It's a routine kind of practice. These victims don't have proper remedies. We have Torture Compensation Act, which is already insufficient. We also have the decision from the Supreme Court saying that it is not sufficient. Number of treaty bodies have been asking government to repeal this law, amend this law, but government hasn't done anything. But the only remedy that the victims have is the compensation, the application for the compensation.
Thank you very much, Mandira.
Thank you.